2005 Ford Sports Trac. The harmonic balancer has separated from itself, is heading towards the engine. You can see that the belt itself was starting to cut grooves into the rubber dampener of the balancer. Now that we have that loose, like I said, I understand that most people do not have a gland wrench. So that means a trip to the hardware store. A little too long. Of course it is. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Had a little issue yesterday. Had to stop for a bit. We had some issues with the cameras, and then we had a snowstorm, and we got 2 inches of snow. Of course, today it's heading towards 50, so you know it's still snow in the shade, but you know on the road it's all gone. So we're getting back to the project. We had it all apart yesterday, so now we just have to put it all back together. Alright, so here, put the bolts back into the new crank position sensor. So tighten this down. If you want, you can look up the torque specs. But remember that it is plastic, so don't go crazy with tightening it if you're not going to look up the torque specs. Okay, so remember, this is what the old one looked like. This is where the belt rides. This is where it was riding, and this is supposed to be up there. But so it broke off the rubber dampener and started working its way back off the center hub, and then the belt jumped off of this to try and keep in line with the rest of the pulleys and was riding on the rubber dampener. And for reference, this is what the new one looks like. Everything is intact and aligned like it should be. So let's get this thing installed. Okay, so now there is a keyway in here that's round and then it has the little slit in there. There is a key that sticks out of the drive shaft to make sure that when it goes back together it is in the right orientation, and the cam, the position sensor is timed. You can see it has all the teeth, and then there's one wider one, and that's what that sensor looks for and knows where the engine is in its cycling to tell the computer how many RPMs the engine's running at. You do want to put a little bit of grease on the shaft to help it go on smoother and easier. There is a seal that rides on this to prevent the engine oil from coming out. So you want to make sure that as this slides in, it slides through that gasket without too much friction. Now we just gotta work that in. Ideally, the bolt that goes in, you'll grab onto some threads, and then you just screw the bolt in, and it'll lock the pulley in, but it does not reach. So, on to plan B. Alright, so let's try this. You don't want to go too crazy hitting it with stuff. Remember, I know I keep saying it, but remember to watch the radiator. And knowing my luck with all the emphasis I'm putting on it, just as I'm just about done, I'll probably end up poking a hole in it. But hopefully not. We'll see. Try and you have to tap it in. You want to try and keep your blows on the center ring, and try and avoid hitting the outside pulley part and damaging the rubber inside. See if that's in far enough yet. It appears that it is. Grab your 19 millimeter and just slowly walk it back in. Alright, so that is now snugged down. Now this you will want to torque. So let me go look up the torque specs and I'll be right back. Okay, so the torque specs on the balancer is 33 foot-pounds and then an additional 85 degrees. So there's 33. And of course it's spinning. Alright, so it's spinning. So because I have it, we will go back with the gland wrench. Get that out of the way. right. Right, there's 33 pounds and 85 degrees. This should be interesting. Because even with the gland wrench in there, it is still turning, but give it our best shot. Alright, and there's 85. So now, we gotta put the fan back on, so let me get you guys out of there.
Shroud, go in. That's in loosely. Well, let's see if we can slide this fan in.
Say it with me. Protect the radiator. Alright, so once you have it on a few threads, you are pretty much in the home stretch. Now it's just a matter of tightening it down because it's not going to fall off and go anywhere.
Now, some vehicles, you're going to have to put the belt on before you do this step. This particular vehicle does not go around the fan, so you don't need the fan off or the shroud out of the way in order to route your new belt. Just keep that in mind. When you're putting your vehicle back together, it may be easier with the fan out of the way to run your belt.
Alright, so that's bottomed out. Okay, put that on. And snug it up. There we go. We are in the home stretch. Okay, and then Just run your new belt around according to the diagram. That part is all done. All right. Start cleaning up tools and getting things out of your way. So we got two 10mm, fan shroud, snug those down. That's good. We have your air tube. And that just slides on. Breather goes in. Wire harness goes in. Just gotta tighten that down. That was 8mm. Just do them hand tight real quick. And then there we go. They're nice and snug. Last but not least, get a little cover. All right. Last but not least, you got your cover. Just kind of sits on here. And the screws go in. Two on the top. Sorry, my other GoPro just died, so sorry for the jiggling. And then those are 7mm. And then that is that portion of this done. I will get, so that's this portion of it done. I will get those two arms replaced, these right here. Like I said, I bought some, just hadn't gotten to putting them in yet, so that the hood doesn't come down when you're working on it. They stayed up this time. Yesterday they came down, so I'll get those installed next, so they won't keep getting weaker and weaker, and sometime I forget and get smashed on the head. Alright, so that'll be the next step.